Hello and welcome everybody, fans, friends, and fellow roller coaster nerds. My name is Shadow Phoenix and I'm coming to you today with a brand new video from the midst of everything happening this week with E3 and everything. I'm not getting a whole lot of chance to actually do everything I want to do because I am trying to watch all these press conferences and keep up to date on what's going on in the gaming world. Because I have some big plans that are kind of coming, and I'll talk about that more a little bit later. What I want to talk about today, though, is, as you notice, this says Vista View Episode 1. If you follow my Twitter, then you would know that there was a tragedy that kind of struck this weekend. This is mostly on me for not paying a whole lot of attention, and a little bit on the fact that there is no backup files or anything created of your save files in Planet Coaster. So let's kind of talk about what happened. I was working on a community park, and that was kind of something I was doing for the last few days, and accidentally saved it over top of the Vista View save file. Because I only had one Vista View save file. I didn't have like one from this date, one from this date, or anything like that. I only had the one file. So when I went to save, it was automatically the top listed file, which it should not have been, and I don't know why it was, but I have a habit of, okay, obviously, in any case, the game you're working on at that moment, the game file that you opened, the save file that you opened should be the one that you loaded, I should say, would be the one that is at the actual top of that list. And in this case, it was not. Vista View somehow made it to the top of that list, and I clicked on it, saved over it, didn't realize it till the last second, and it was already too late. It already had uploaded to the Steam cloud and was gone. I have searched my computers, every hard drive that I own, for all my backup files, everything. The oldest one, or I should say the newest one I could find, was from November of 2016, and that is pretty much close to when I actually started this park. So there wasn't a whole lot done in that one, and it was just kind of pointless. So I saved what I could, I had done at that moment, which was just a little bit of Main Street, and that was about it. And I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. Do I start back over? Do I abandon it? Go on with something new? But no, I really want to finish this park, and the more I got to thinking about it, this actually gives me an opportunity to kind of go back and redo some things, kind of go back and like some of the original stuff that I started in. Planet Coaster has changed a lot. I mean, some people may not realize it, but it has changed a lot from when we actually started playing it, when the game actually came from alpha, release date, all that stuff like that. We now have no collision detection, no terrain. You can edit the terrain and stuff more and better now to kind of work around coasters and stuff. So I feel like this, even though it's so much time and so much work lost, it could sort of be a blessing, maybe. I mean, we get a chance to kind of go back and we get to do Vista View 2.0, which is what this is. It's the, episode 1, a brand new beginning. We're going to go back, we're going to start over, starting with this entrance. Now, the video that you actually are seeing, I created this video before this actually had happened. I was working on a brand new entrance, and one of my older videos, I remember, you should, guys, if you are watching, you should remember that I had said that that will probably be the last time you actually see the entrance as it was at that time. Little did I know that it would also be one of the last times you actually see the park. But so I was working on this before, the tragedy, as we will call it, the disaster, and I had decided to redo our entrance because it needed to be bigger, needed to be more grandiose. I loved the original one, and this one is based off of the original one somewhat, sorta, loosely based. Less based on the original entrance than what I actually intended it to be, but in all, it actually came out quite well. So what I wanted to do was rebuild it because we have a train station that's going in the top layer of it, and we needed to kind of fix that and get that all sorted out. And therefore we had to have it bigger. We had to have more entrances all the way across through there. bigger entrances, and we also needed to kind of keep it a somewhat low profile. We couldn't have it too big because we still needed to see the stuff that was happening in the background. We needed to see the skyline of the park, which is very, very important. This was slightly bigger than what I wanted it to be, but there was no other way around it. I had to fix it just like this because we had to have the train station on top. The train station has to be a certain height. The entrance has to be a certain height. This was as low profile as I could get it. So what I had done was I took the original entrance, I put it into a completely separate sandbox, and kind of worked from that. That way I could kind of see what the original one was and kind of work and make this new one. So we made it 2 stories high. I would actually say this might be more like 3 stories high, possibly. Could even be 4 if you really look at it in a way, but it only has 2 levels to it. It has the train station, which is on top of the actual entrance. And in this episode, what you're seeing is I took the sign, the original sign stayed. We just kind of worked around it. I think it looks much better on the front of this building, especially after we get everything else done on it. And then I wanted to we wanted a covered train station, but I also wanted to be open as well. So I kind of did a building in the center, and then I wanted 2 things on each end, 2 like towers or 2 buildings kind of on each end. And we also wanted to kind of be very alpine-y, because that's basically what the park is. It's a Swiss Bavarian kind of theme going to it, and I wanted to kind of move around with that a little bit, find just the right colors. We wanted to keep the towers like in the original one, and that's pretty much what we are doing in this video. So once we actually finish with this, what I plan on doing is importing it, or I had already actually done this. I took this file, saved it, went into Vista View Park, and deleted the entrance, and then put this down, and then we had to match up the train station to it and everything. It was a pain, but then we continued working on the actual front of it and everything. So this video, I don't really do a whole lot of detail on the actual entrance in this video as much as I do the next video that you will see, but it gives you an idea of what the actual shape, I guess you could say, the actual shape of the entrance will be. I did want to give it a stone foundation underneath there more than stucco or anything else like that, because I really felt like a stone foundation, a stone first layer foundation I should say, would be the best to work from. It would hold up everything that was above it. It would look very alpine like, and kind of set things off, and just trying to find the right colors and everything for it. But yeah, that's pretty much what happened, and everything was going quite well until I made that one simple, tiny little mistake. I tweeted it out as soon as it happened, and lots of people out there, you gave me well wishes and stuff on what happened, and I very, very much appreciate that. I know this has happened to several other people in the community as well. It happened to Othris. There was another person I think they said that happened to them. Rudy, I think, lost some of his work as well. Rudy Rainkimmel, the Camel. He lost some of his work due to file things and mishaps and stuff like that. I kind of wish the game had something much like what Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 had, where it had backup files, where all you had to do is go in and rename it. It was like .bak.dat or something like that, or .dat.bak, something like that. But you could go in and just basically delete the file and then rename the BAK file type to the regular one, and boom, there's your park back. Planet Coaster does not have that. And like I said, I spent all day Saturday working on this, trying to recover my files. And this also happened at the same time. Like, this was basically my Saturday. This is how my Saturday went down. I woke up to finding out that the original, not the original, but the Batman from when I grew up, the 1960s Batman series, Adam West had died that morning. And me, I'm an older guy. I grew up on reruns, I should say, not the original series, but I grew up on reruns of the original Batman TV show with Adam West and Yvonne Craig. She played Batgirl on there. Batgirl was my first crush, and my first celebrity crush, I should say. God, I loved her so much. That purple glitter Batgirl outfit. I mean, looking back, you go back and you watch that 60s series now, and it is so, it's campy as can be. I mean, it really, really is. But it was my Batman. That's the Batman that I grew up on. And, we lost Yvonne Craig a couple of years back, and that was sad to hear, because she was my first crush. I just always, when I was younger, I thought she was just so sexy, even back then. And then now to find out that, Adam West passed away that morning, losing his short battle with leukemia, apparently is what it was. I didn't even know he was sick, It's just one of those things, you wake up and then people, celebrities that you have, liked for so long, they pass away like that just so suddenly. It's kind of a thing. I hate to hear it. Rest in peace, Adam. That was how my day got started. I did have one thing to look forward to, though. E3 has now started. Saturday was the very first press conference we had with, what was EA? EA did Saturday. So I was really looking forward to EA's, press conference. I was hoping to see Skate 4, which we did not. And in the meantime, while leading up to that, I thought, all right, let's go in, let's start working on this community park that I was working on previously. Let's do a little work on there because, I've got a few hours to kill, and I thought, let's do that. So I was working on it, and there were some things I was trying to do with it, and it just wasn't really working out. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to try to find something else to do to pass the time until the conference. So I went to save it and just hit the top file. Just was not paying attention. I hit that top file, and it was Vista View was the top file, and it saved over top of it. So the rest of my day, even while I was watching the press conference, I was still scouring hard drives and stuff, trying to find old files of this. And like I said, the oldest one I could find was November of 2016, and there was nothing of the park there. There's just nothing left. Rudy Renkamel, he suggested trying Rikuva. I did. I was able to find one file from last month, but it would not load. It was a backup file, and or one of the autosave files, and the autosave files won't work like that with Rikuva. So I was not able to recover anything except maybe a building or two from the original one, which will be going back into this one. But now, like I said, let's talk about the upsides of this. The upsides of this is we can start over. We can make it just like the Bionic Man. We can make it faster, stronger. We can redo things that kind of bugged me in the beginning, but it was just too late to go back and fix at this point. And we got to look on the bright side. I could just say screw it and just move on to a whole new project, but I spent so much time on Vista View that it's my project, and I want to finish this project. No matter how long it takes, I am going to finish it. The good thing is now we can, some of the stuff that I built, I'll be able to build a little faster now because I already know what it looks like. I have all the recordings from Vista View. I have all the stuff like this one here. This was before it actually happened, but since I recorded this in a separate park and you don't actually see everything, this kind of worked out well. I actually had this save file, so I was just able to import this right into our brand new park and start over again on Sunday. So that's gonna send everything off for me. We're out of time. This is basically, as you see on the screen, the actual shape of what everything is going to look like in Vista View's entrance. It's kind of a good idea of what the entrance is going to look like. We're going to keep working on this in episode 2, though. So I hope you guys, thanks so much for the support with what happened. I hope you guys are just like me and you're looking forward to seeing Vista View 2.0 and continuing this journey with me and just kind of going from there. I do want to say this, since we are completely restarting, I would love to hear everyone's comments about, if you've been working or not working, if you've been watching the series from the beginning or coming into it new and went back and watched some of the other episodes. If there was something in the park that you thought, you would do differently. If there's ideas or something that you had for Vista View that I didn't do, or something that could be changed or something like that, put those in the comments below. I would love to hear those, because we're starting with a fresh new entrance. The game plan is the park will still look similar. A lot of the stuff is going to be rebuilt. It's just going to be changes here and there that are going to cause other changes in the layouts and stuff of things. So, I mean, it's going to be dynamic, but the general layout will still be the same of what we're doing. So, yeah, I mean, I would love to hear your comments and what you think, we should do in Vista View 2.0 to kind of freshen up the park, change things from what the original one thing, how it looked originally, I should say. But yeah, that's going to do it. I am going to head off of here, and thanks again for tuning in, everybody. Thanks for the support with the disaster, and I look forward to continuing my journey of Vista View with all of you, old friends, new friends, everybody. Thanks again, guys. Hey everybody, if you're not already one of my subscribers, make sure you click that button on the screen now. You can also see a couple of my other videos. You can also watch me stream live on twitch.tv/ShadowPhoenix. Keep up to date on what's going on in my own little world using Twitter, and the links for those will be in the description. If you'd like to help support me and my channel, I do have a Patreon, and every tiny red cent means the world to me. If you are interested in my PC setup, all the links to each piece of the system is also in the video description as well. Wherever you are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.